Hi, it's me, Dr. Paul Gerhardt, and today I want to talk about diversity in the workforce. And there are a lot of benefits to recognizing that there is diversity needed in the workforce, and that, as is, in American society, we have a very, very diverse population. And, to break things down, the smart organizations really need to recognize who is their customers, who's buying their products or services, and make sure that they really understand the cultures behind the people that are there. And diversity is not just about color of skin and culture. I mean, it really is about really recognizing differences. Diversity means differences. And there's a lot of different ways to look at differences, whether it be sexual orientation, gender, um, culture, of course, religious background, ethnicity, and there are just a lot of different ways to look at it. Hair, no hair. Um, Diversity of thinking is what really matters most. Everything matters a lot, but really recognizing that we are all diverse. You could look at me and you could put a stereotype on me and say, "Oh, I saw somebody that looked just like Dr. Paul, and therefore they must be the same." And sometimes, on some level of consciousness, we are easily put into a box by people. This is nobody really, except for my close friends and family, knows my age or my ethnicity. I don't tell anyone. I don't want to be put in a box. I want you to get to know me for who I am and be judged on my character. And we are always judging people. And that's really important to understand that when we're judging people, we may get it wrong. It's a human factor to recognize that we're always evaluating and judging situations, and usually it's about safety. And in the workplace, if we're judging people and we've got it wrong, we may not be able to benefit from what the individual or individuals that we're judging really have to bring. And just because they see things differently, it doesn't make them wrong. It actually could add value and strength. And creativity and innovation comes out of diversity if you're managing it well. And this is what I love about America is we create laws to make sure that things are working the way that we see that they should be working. And so, yes, it's illegal to discriminate based on age if you're over 40, by the way, or be based on discriminated against ethnic background or gender. Um, or religious beliefs. And then there's bona fide occupational discrimination. In some cases, you can discriminate against some people if it's for legitimate reasons. For instance, if you are a 89-pound female and you really want to be a prison guard, and you want to work in a high security, maximum security um, male prison, they real legitimately can discriminate against you. Or say you are Presbyterian and you really want to work as an administrative assistant to a Catholic church because it's close to work or something. But the administrative assistant's job is to help the pastor write speeches. Well, because you don't have the right religious background, they technically can discriminate you, and you probably won't win a lawsuit. So some discrimination really is legal. Like I was saying, if you're over 40, they can't discriminate against you, and they have to kind of prove that they're choosing somebody else that's better qualified. And it wasn't your age that was a deciding factor. If they make statements like we were looking for someone younger, then clearly you've got a lawsuit against them. But you really need to recognize the benefits. People over 40 like me, we know stuff. and that may be beneficial. And yes, we can learn how to do new things, new ways, but maybe some of our experiences may be valuable. And the same thing comes from recognizing that we have everybody may have things of value that could be valuable to the organization or to the team, but if we are so set in believing that someone can't bring it, and because of the way that they look, that could really be making our teams weaker. So ideally, the teams, the organization really needs to reflect the people in the customer base. We talk a lot about prejudice when we talk about diversity. That's prejudging people. I mean, we do it all the time. It's a natural phenomena. We are in it, and like I mentioned before, it's about safety. And then we do things like stereotype, and all people your age feel this way, or all men with your color skin must feel this way. That is just a ridiculous philosophy, and you got to let go and recognize that you can't treat all African Americans or all Caucasian people or all Hispanic people or all Chinese people or all Asian people one particular way. I mean, because there are so many other factors that makes us all so unique, and that really is the key to managing diversity. Is we need to recognize that we may have biases, reasons that we may be rejecting people or have based on previous experiences of people or a fear of the unknown of other people. And that could be harming that person by doing it. And of course, be depriving an organization or team from what that person has to bring. I'm a teacher. And one of my first years teaching, I had a lady who sat in the front row of my class, and she had her arms crossed, and she was giving me evil looks throughout the first couple of weeks of class. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to win that lady over. And she warmed up as the class went on. As a matter of fact, she took all 8 of the classes that I taught within a 2-year period. And in the summer of the second year that she was there, she was like, Dr. Gerhardt, guess what? I'm like, hey, how are you? And she's like, oh, I'm good. I'm graduating next month. I'm like, hey, congratulations. And she says, and I owe it all to you. And I'm like, you don't owe me anything. You're just a smart person. Thanks for all your hard work in my classes. And she was like, well, I have a confession to make. She says, when I first got here to the college, I didn't know whether or not I wanted to go to school anyway. I was kind of pushed into it. And then I was in your class, and I just did not like you. I'm like, you probably don't remember that, do you? And I'm like, yes, I do remember it. You were sitting there like you hated me, and I couldn't figure it out. I didn't do anything. And she's like, yep, it took me a while to figure this out. She said, I love your teaching style, and I took every single one of your classes. You made me learn to love to learn. And I'm like, thank you. I'm really honored. I appreciate that. But why didn't you like me? What is it that I did? And she said, I had to think about that for a while. And then I came to the realization that you look just like my ex-husband. And I hate that son of a bitch. Anyway, to me, that story really epitomizes what we could be doing when we're interacting with another person. On some level of consciousness, people could remind us of people that we've experienced before that look very similar to them. But when we prejudge people and put other people's personality types on another person who may look similar, we may be missing out on opportunities to really benefit what that person has to bring. So I encourage each of you, as you are working, meeting new people, to really be aware of your biases. Get to know people. Don't judge people. Smile. listen to people. Try to listen to people from an empathetic point of view. We don't always know what we don't know, and if we are listening to them through our filters based on what we think they're all about, we may get it wrong, and we may be pushing people away, and it may be affecting how we can benefit from other people in our lives. Every day is a brand new day. We need other people and what they have to bring because it helps us grow. So have an open mind. Be aware of your biases. Don't stereotype. And make each day a new day where you're listening to people, trying to get a better understanding of what it is that they have to bring. But don't put up walls in relationships. Be open. Don't worry about what they do behind closed doors. Just be open and non-judgmental to people. It's obviously illegal to discriminate. And we need other people in order for us to grow and for us to be stronger in teams. But it takes two people to manage relationships, and you got to do your part every single time. I'm Dr. Paul Gerhardt. Make it a great day because you get to choose how you feel about it. Thanks so much for watching.